Yeah, dog,
If you
you're
get
not.
the character, Christian has to dress up as her.
No.
Oh, okay, that's it.
What the fuck?
Okay. Come on. Oh, shit!
Dang, you got
Oh
her.
my god. Christian, that means you have to, like, cosplay.
I'm not doing it, man.
Yeah, like...
At Anime Con 2.
I'm not doing it.
We begin the mission with a patrol for the Collective of Plenty, as they are preoccupied with a bodybuilding competition. It's in this part I already took notice of Paimon's new voice. Honestly, I found it to be quite enjoyable, as the cadence and speaking mannerisms were very close to Karina's performance. Yet there were a lot less squeaks, which was quite pleasant to the ears.
Oh, that's it! Paimon's mad! Time to give you an ugly nickname! Bullchucker! You better mind your manners, Bullchucker! Why is it hiding away here?
I'm gonna be honest, I can mess with this new Paimon, man. Getting back on track, we find a cave, and I think my reaction says it all.
What do you mean? What hibernation chamber? What spaceship?
I am also lost. Did I miss something?
I mean, the spaceship? The one that brought you to Teyvat?
I'm sorry, am I missing something? We were on a spaceship? I'm so lost. Wait, what happened? Wait, why were we on a spaceship? I'm so lost. See, this is what I mean. They constantly, like, randomly drop lore bombs, like, on these Dane quests. It freaks me out. Dog, I know that Dane quests usually have crazy lore drops, but I swear on all of our lives that this was not mentioned before. So you mean to tell me that we not only came here from cryopods or whatever, but we also have had the key this whole time? Maybe I might have missed out on an event or piece of side content, but I feel like this would be something important to mention in the main Archon quest, especially since the game acts like we should know this already. Look man, it's way too early for the story to be flashbanging us with crazy lore drops, but you know what? We ball. Moving on, our patrol is cut short as Eon-san tells us the Abyss Order is attacking all of Notlin. We then head over to the Masters of the Nightwind as they seem to be the main target.
They call themselves the Abyss Order, yes? Ugh, so tasteless. It's exactly the kind of two-dimensional name a clueless writer picks because they don't trust the rest of their writing to persuade the reader of who the real villains are.
That... like, dog, you guys named it. Yo, why are you roasting your own writing?
Let's get him!
Yo, wait, hold up. This is hold up. This is kind of tough. Wait, okay, I'm gonna have to remember this. Wait, they're kind of on business. Hold up. Hey, Sitlali. Okay.
Yoo-hoo!
You guys are so screwed.
Let's go take down that stronghold!
Like, dog, why do y'all keep on posing, dude? Y'all are not in a Marvel movie. Chill out. After the fighting, we return to the cave, only to find a very suspicious girl by the name of Diridith. She seems to wear Conrian-style clothing. She has Conrian eyes, a distinct blonde hair, and she seems to be able to see monsters that we can only see ourselves after holding her hand. Are you from the past?
They're almost... Great! Thank you, Savior!
Huh? Savior?
Savior?
Does she think I'm Lumine? You're Conrian, aren't you?
Pew pew!
You ain't slick game. Safe to say that I was slightly suspicious of this character, but the 1 billion IQ Aether didn't bother to ask the most obvious question, even though the girl describes her sister as a savior for an upcoming disaster. Put the dots together, Aether! You've been journeying for 5 years, you numbnut! Side tangent, despite Paimon's new voice acting, she herself still can't read the room very well. I found it to be quite amusing, but it makes this scene feel very uncomfortable. Also, why is there a scoreboard?
No need for you to check. I didn't think much of it when the monsters were breathing down our necks, but now that I've calmed down,
holding hands with you like this. I'm just a little shy, that's all.
Have you never shaken hands with someone before? You sure get flustered easily.
Paimon, there's no need to make this any more awkward. After deciding to leave an injured Diridith in the cave, we decide to return to the Masters of the Nightwind and talk to some guards to get a gauge of the situation. And it would seem as if the Abyss Order are carrying out weird prayer rituals, but because shamans have found nothing wrong, we kind of just let them do their own thing. We talk to another guard that is a little too eager to fight us, and wait, why did the scoreboard take the 2?
I'm sorry, great hero, but I have a small favor to ask. May I challenge you to a
While she's like secretly like on business, like, yo, the stupid ass smile.
Round 1. Fight.
Obviously, I never expected to
shit.
win, but
After committing a hate crime, the traveler talks with Lolly as she explains that she had a weird dream, and thought that something was happening with the ley lines, but she couldn't see anything wrong. Oh, and she's also jealous that we held hands with the girl.
Really? You had to hold her hand to see the monsters? That sounds a little contrived.
She's jealous. Okay, why does that keep on ticking? What does that sign say? Ah, damn it, I had a hunch. Traveler scored a 3-pointer.
Maybe the point is more that it requires direct physical contact, whether that be hand-holding or otherwise.
She's pouting.
But that's
Whoever this girl is, she sounds like bad news. Why holding hands? Why that specifically? Why not literally anything else?
When we get back, we almost get jumped by Diridith. It would seem that leaving a young girl with a broken leg in a cave without food or water was not the best idea. So we decide to have a nice meal, and we have a genuinely nice chat. That kind of foreshadows something later in the story.
When I was young, I used to lie on the roof of my house, gazing up at the stars. And often, my mind would drift to this question. Is this starry sky actually real? But my grandma would tell me the answer to that question doesn't really matter. Think of all the people in our village who spend their entire lives here, she'd say. To them, that little village is their whole world. And so, if it's our destiny to live beneath this sky all our lives, then whatever may or may not lie beyond, this is our world. And that sky is real to us. I really treasured my world for a really long time.
Okay, quotes, what do you mean by that?
The village was my everything.
Okay,
The
yeah.
houses, the scenery, stories I always loved to hear about the Savior. But I could never bring myself to agree with Grandma. Even if the village was my entire world, I still had to know what lay outside its borders. So, I finally ventured out and set off on my journey to find the Savior. I'm going to make my world bigger, one step at a time. And I'm not going to stop until I've seen what's beyond the stars. Maybe then, I'll finally get an answer to the question I had as a child. Who knows? Maybe one day, I'll be sitting and chatting just like we are now, but with someone from another world. I need to find the Savior and protect my world. Then, I can make sure it continues to grow. That's the most worthwhile thing I could think of doing, so I've been giving it everything I've got.
Of course, there are no peaceful nights in Teyvat, so we decide to box up our teammates in a genuinely good use of our powers. And by the Traveler, it's going to be Skirk. Oh! Okay, no, that is actually a good use of his powers. That is actually really cool. Although, I think you missed a spot there, buddy. After calling it a night, we get a weird dream. Oh, hey Lumine, I hope you're not doing anything weird. I don't know how to piece it together, but it seems like there's actually a lot to go over.
You're awake! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, I thought if I took your hand into mine, you might find it soothing. At least, that's what my family always did when I had nightmares. But it didn't seem to work on you. In fact, I think I made it even worse. I'm so sorry.
Better not be trying to pull a fast one on the Traveler.
What? Don't be so... I have more self-control than that.
I beg your
What?
pardon.
Huh? After waking up, we see some enemies that Diridith could not see without holding our hand this time around. And we keep aura farming as always. You are not Batman.
Woohoo!
Now we get to the part of these quests that I always look forward to, and that's meeting Dane. He's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors of all time, your friendly neighborhood Yuri Lowenthal. His performance as Dane is something I look forward to when playing this quest, and I can't wait to meet up with him again. Okay, time to meet with Dane again. He's not gonna be voiced, I know it. It just disappoints me, man. Man, Yuri's just such a good VA, man. Like, it's always a blast when he hops on, but... Oh well, you can't have everything. Ah, damn it, Dane isn't voiced. Because the Abyss Order showed up to attack Notlin, of course Dane is here in hopes of finishing them off. We figured out where the Abyss Order HQ in Notlin is, and despite the fact that Notlin wasn't willing to immediately fight the Abyss, Dane goes off to fight them himself. Along with us, of course. As we tear through the Abyss force, we fight what seems to be the big boss of the headquarters. He claims that our sister managed to utilize the Loom of Fate in order to recreate Conria. Our traveler finally puts things together and considers the possibility that Diridith was from Conria in the past. As we leave to confirm things, Dane continues to talk with the Baptist and figures out that it's his old master.
To completely destroy the other.
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
Okay, that goes hard. Oh, okay.
You are a worthless,
Yo, I
bitch-ass
didn't know
nigga.
Dane was like that. I was not familiar with his game. That's kind
Your
of
life
tough.
literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
Never, in all my worst nightmares, have I experienced anything close to the pain of 100 deaths.
Dane's old master convinces Dane to tell him about the past, and after he refuses to go deeper into it, the Baptist reveals that Conria actually hasn't been revived yet and requires the memories from every Conrian to be fully revived. As Dane's lift has deteriorated the least from the other Conrians, he holds more valuable information, which was the plan from the start and why they were willing to sacrifice so many troops to get Dane here. This is also presumably the purpose of those weird rituals earlier. After learning of this, Dane sees this as a worthy sacrifice and begins to...
I'm just gonna stump you. You're gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna seal up all my cracks. You're gonna keep coming back. Why? Because you keep smelling the syrup. You worthless bitch ass nigga.
What a freak.
Diryl. ねえ、大丈夫？何かあった？
We arrive, and as we could see, Diridith is experiencing the cataclysm, confirming she indeed was from the past. Diridith comes to the same conclusion that we come from the future, but decides to not ask us about what happens, as she believes that we could still find our sister. She asks us if there's anything to give her in order to show that we're still looking for her, and that's when we come to the realization that the hibernation key we found was a direct result of us giving her the key, at this moment creating a time loop. Here the game gives us two choices. If I give her the key, we close the time loop. I don't know what the right decision is. And I don't know if this is the good thing to do. I don't even know if this is gonna... I don't even know if this is gonna change the story, really. If this is the bad ending, we'll see. But I'm gonna keep the key to change the story. Because we know how this ends, so... Ah, shit, was I not supposed to do that? Oh, did I fuck up? In short, our sister comes through supposedly due to us deviating from the timeline, and tells us how when preparing for the cataclysm 500 years ago, Diridith came up to her with the hibernation key, showing that we were around Tavat. With this, she had two choices: protect the people of Conria, or search for us. So, you protected the people of Conria, right? Right? She in fact did not do that, and looked for us, only to realize that we were still in hibernation. The guilt she felt for abandoning the Conrians is what drives our sibling to lead the Abyss Order, in order to revive Conria in hopes of being able to speak with the Heavenly Principles as an equal. Still wishing for us to reunite, she does this.
なぜかわからないけど、ホタルの言ってることはどこか他人事みたいだ。ホタル、その計画は本当に俺たちにとって意味のあるものなのか？
最初から全部私とお兄ちゃんだけの問題。さようなら、お兄ちゃん。旅の終点で二人の新たな始まりが待ってる。
To be honest, I don't know exactly what happens here, but at the very least it seems as if Blooming forced the time loop to close anyways. The traveler, shaken up by these events, decides to forego the victory celebrations and checks up on the cave once more. I'm going to be honest, I thought the time loop part of the story was really interesting, even though the twist was a little obvious considering that Diridith was clearly a Conrian, and the fact that the hibernation key revelation was a little weird. I'm also still a bit confused about the exact timeline and state Conria is in, as well as the exact timeline and how it's supposed to go now. I thought the parts in between the big lore drops were pretty entertaining, especially since I'm a big Sitlali fan, and I only touched on it, but the irony of Diridith wanting to see what was beyond the sky, despite the fact that in the end she unintentionally led to her people's downfall, still 100% Lumine's fault, is really sad when I begin to think about her situation. If only she truly had the chance to see the stars. Overall, a pretty enjoyable experience, especially since the story could probably be done in 2 to 3 hours and does not overstay its welcome. But it felt a little convoluted and left me confused at parts, which means this wasn't one of my favorites of all time. Either the game has wonky writing or I'm just stupid. If there were any mistakes, please help clarify the story to me in the comments below.